Two things led to the accumulation of those debts: unfunded tariff shortfalls and market shortfalls. We have since sat with 27 Gencos, not all of them are here today. There are 27 Gencos that our office sat with and reviewed their PPAs and their gas sales agreements to understand the legitimacy of their claims. The Gencos claimed about 4 trillion from 2015 to to the end of 2023. We, on the government side, because NBET, one of the entities that was created to contractually sit between the Gencos and the federal government, then validated 1.8 trillion for that period. Since that period, we have had 200 billion in unfunded subsidies that have accumulated the federal government's liability. So as of April 2025, the total exposure that we are carrying at the moment is 4 trillion. Of the 1.8 that NBET has validated, there are challenges with those numbers. We will need to sit down with the Gencos and actually agree the contractual basis for making those payments. Not all of the money that NBET has validated is actually due. Some of it is deemed capacity, true-up, and interest rates on numbers that we really need to go into the next, which is the next phase of the engagements with the Gencos on the approval. So, sir, while there is an anticipatory approval of these 4 trillion bond programs, it is subject to negotiations and final settlement of agreements that we will have to sit, our office will sit with them. We've engaged the audit firms and the legal firms that will sit with us and negotiate a final settlement agreement, and the amounts that are actually validly owed by the federal government are the only things that will make it into the issuance by DMO. But as of today, what we're carrying is 4 trillion, but it's subject to downward revision, sir.
Important dialogue. It reminds me, Your Excellency, that we are due a Presidential Economic Coordination Council meeting at which some of these broader issues would be discussed. And of course, I will get on with trying to arrange that into your busy schedule. What we have heard today, particularly from Mr. Tony Elumelu, as well as Dr. Adeshino and others, if we look at it broadly, sir, it is a testimony to your modus operandi and your leadership, confronting long-standing, sticky, vexatious problems which some have avoided or ignored or been unable to deal with. Of course, that applies to your macroeconomic reforms. It applies, as we have heard, to the power sector and the long-standing debts since 2015 that nobody would deal with. And I must add, looking at what Tony Elumelu said, that it's important to recognize and to celebrate milestones, and of course, important to communicate them. In this sector, as the SA Energy has said, a long-standing issue is now being dealt with. And I can say, and I can assure you, that we expect it to take a matter of weeks, given your approval for the liquidity solution, subject, as we have heard, subject to verification. But we do have a 4 trillion naira structured arrangement to effectively resolve the liquidity challenges in this sector through a bond issuance program. And the proceeds, as we have said, will deal with the legacy. The industry has a pivotal central role to play, and going forward, we do have to resolve how to get on to a situation that provides adequate liquidity for investment. Mr. President, sir, you, I know, believe, as does the World Bank President, Ajay Banga, that electricity is a human right. And on that basis, you will do everything you can, as you are doing, to resolve the current situation. You will, going forward, find a path to a viable energy sector. Thank you.
I commend all of you who had invested. We recognize the fact that without power, industrialization, and even human life is impossible. The power, I believe, is the most important discovery of humanity in the last 1,000 years. There's nothing that could, surpass that. I assure you, the economy will grow, and we will consume more energy. We'll be in position to pay our debts. We'll give you papers to trade, and they will give you utilize to ensure continuity in the business. Well, I've listened to the Minister of Power that we are improving, and I accept that. We are not where we should be yet, and the power generation. I'm glad I hear from you, the practitioners, that the economy is stable, predictable environment in the investment opportunity, and many of you don't have to know anybody in the CBN before you get your foreign exchange, and you are spending responsibly. And that is where we want Nigeria to go. And the destination is prosperity, bus stop. Thank you very much.